Just in case you didn't know now, you know the champ is here. What did I just say? I said the champ is here. You better know that I'm talking about you. The champ is here. You are more than enough. You have everything you need. There is no need to fear. I'm telling you right now, the champ is here. Listen, this phrase was coined by one of the most prolific and just considered one of the greatest sports figures of the 20th century. This human being became larger than life from the things he said out of his own mouth. What he told us, what he predicted, what he even went on to do and share and bring joy and worldwide. The entire world became engrossed in who he was and what he did because of how he presented it. Life and death being in the power of your own tongue. With his tongue, the things that he said, the way that he coached himself, and then coached us to believe, everyone to believe, and then actually executed on what he said. This person being Muhammad Ali. That's right, the champ is here. But I want us to take and claim this phrase for ourselves. Listen, he not only said the champ was here, he chanted it so much that he threw his opponent off. He literally walked into his opponent's training with drums chanting, the champ is here. And when the fight began between Ali and Foreman, the entire stadium was screaming, the champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. This is something he was able to implement in their minds, in our minds, by the words that he spoke. But he didn't just speak them nonchalantly. He spoke with confidence. He confidently said he was the greatest. And to this day, known as one of the greatest heavyweight boxing champions of all times. He was the one that said he floated like a butterfly and stung like a bee. That came from him. He told us who he was and what he could do and what he would do. He predicted what rounds he would knock his opponents out in. He stated his value, his worth. My goodness, this man built his platform, his brand, his character, all out of his words. He built his brand by speaking his own victory, built his character by telling the world who he was. Even when he changed his name from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali, he made everyone know, this is what you call me. This is who I am. The champ is here. Beyond boxing, he was an advocate for awareness of racism. He didn't just use his platform for his own benefit. He used his platform to benefit worldwide people of color. Oh my goodness. Muhammad Ali. Now just imagine. I just want you to go on this journey with me. Let's go back to the beginning. When he was Cassius Clay, a young boy just starting out in boxing. I want to share this with you. Let's see. Let's go. My goodness. From the mouth of Muhammad Ali, the youthfulness in this young man stating his case. Listen, he started boxing because someone stole his bike. Can you believe that we now have one of the greatest heavyweight boxers, Muhammad Ali, because someone stole his bike? I believe they said in my research, I believe he was 12 or 14. Somewhere in between there. Someone stole his bike. And now he's known as the greatest of all time. Rumble, young man, rumble. He would speak to himself. So just imagine if he knew in that moment, listen, you just took my bike. And if I catch up with you, I'm going to do something about it. But then he says his cousin asked him, yeah, you going to be able to do that? Are you actually going to be able to execute on this promise, this proclamation that you're making, that if you catch up with who did it, it's on site? But guess what he did? Took him up on his offer, started boxing. The cousin stopped, he kept going. But you know what he found? He found his purpose. He found his passion. He found his talent. He found his gifting. Because he found his more than enough. He's more than enough. Can you imagine just going through life and just because someone did something that you were not accepting of, the audacity that they had to take something from you, and now you have found your path in life? Because I'm telling you right now, he didn't just box. He was an activist. Just to make sure that it wasn't just about him. He used it for his purpose. So, most people say he's arrogant, but I would say arrogant versus confidence. I believe he had a strong belief in himself. I believe he knew, listen, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to be great at this. Not only am I going to tell myself I'm great at this, I'm going to let the world know that I'm great at this. I'm going to let my opponents know that I'm great at this. So, this is I Am a Podcast Pro with Marion and Joe. Joe's not here. Something amazing is on the horizon for him. So we wish him nothing but the best. Can't wait for you to get back, partner. But in this moment, we couldn't let this not be said. We couldn't let this message not be heard. You are more than enough. Here at I Am a Podcast Pro, our mission is to go behind the mic and cultivate that speaker. Whether you're a host, you're a guest, or you're going out and you're speaking, just standing behind that mic and sharing your value to that individual, that group, that stadium, or right here on the World Wide Web. It's our mission to help cultivate your voice, your thinking, your value that you're bringing to the world. Listen, I said bringing to the world. I want to bring that to the present. Because if you've already started, this can help you cultivate and make it even better. But if you haven't started, this is going to give you the tools and the foundation that you need. Here at I Am a Podcast Pro, pro is very important to us. Of course, pro stands for professional, but the P in our pro stands for purposeful. You want to make sure that what you're doing has a purpose, serves a purpose, and is giving purpose to other people's lives. You want to make sure that you're being resilient. Here, we're going to confront all of the hiccups that we've experienced and that we've seen others experience, that we've helped others through. We want to share that information with you so that you can resiliently have your podcast, speak wherever you want to speak, share your value with the world. Listen, outstanding. Each one of us, fearfully and wonderfully made, uniquely made. So we want you to stand out as that unique self that you are. Listen, let's get into it. The first thing, the champ is here. You have more than enough. You are more than enough. That first one, you are enough. There are 3 ways that you could not see that you're more than enough. Not think, not believe, not just not understand that you have enough, that you are enough. You're enough. Listen, these are the 3 ways that we get impacted in seeing our own value. The first way is through society. Through our different cultures, there are different things that are told to us. Listen, we don't do that. That's not us. That's not our thing. And this is different cultures are told different things that they just don't do because of their culture. Different things that you don't do because of your race, different things that you don't do because of your gender, and people even stick you in a different class. Now this class, now we're going into a whole nother section of society because society can label us as, because of the family that we are in, because of the neighborhood we live in, because of the school that we go to, because of school, keyword, school. Now, when I was coming up, the school actually gave a test, and this test was used to predict where you would end up and what you would end up doing as an adult. And then the teachers were taught to groom you into understanding this is your ceiling. That's it. You're not going past this. This is what you're created for. This is who you are. That's how society impacts. Those are the different ways. The second way that our belief in ourselves and not being enough is impacted is through others. Believe it or not, through our families, our parents, our siblings, uncles, aunties, cousins, grandparents, even through friends that are like family and friends that are just associates. You know, people can literally say things to you or put on you the issues that they have, or put on you their perspective of you from their experience, or from their experience of failure, disappointment, and then That's just, they sum it up. If I can't do it, you're not gonna be able to do it. So yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to try that. That doesn't work. Oh, literally. Oh, that's what you're going. I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Those are the types of statements and gestures and moans and groans that people will put upon you to deter you from moving forward in your purpose. That third one, that third way that your belief can be impacted in believing that you're not enough is through yourself. Negative thoughts, blah, 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 excuse me, negative self-talk, which was cultivated through your negative self-thoughts. And those thoughts give you negative self-predictions. You can literally think of something and predict the worst case scenario in a millisecond. A millisecond. It doesn't take long. Before the seed could even get planted and have an opportunity to get comfortable and be deeply rooted and be nurtured and pruned to grow into something so that you can share the fruit of your life with the world and your family. It's amazing. How impactful. The reason I hesitated is because the first word that came to my mind wasn't impactful. How diabolical your mind can be in destroying your present and imprisoning your future. Wow, that's very sad and disheartening. It's amazing how false beliefs about yourself due to past experience, observations, determinations that, listen, it's going to be too embarrassing if this doesn't go well. So you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm just not going to do it. Listen, I need you to understand that you are enough. The champ is here. You are enough. No amount of education. Not saying don't pursue education because I am an avid learner. But there are no diplomas or certificates or titles or acronyms behind your name that's going to make you mentally understand and believe in yourself any more with it than without it. It's like you need the belief in yourself to actually go after those things. You need that belief in yourself. There's no physical attribute, no makeup, no height, no weight. Do you know that short people want to be tall and tall people want to be shorter? It's amazing how we're just never satisfied in certain areas. So it's time to just settle in and go, I am enough. You are enough. There's no amount of stuff. You can get all the clothes, all the cars, all the houses. I'm telling you, there are rich people right now depressed. There are rich people that have been in the news that have literally taken their own lives because they didn't want to suffer embarrassment of being confronted on something they've done or something that people just believe that they've done. It is very important for you to understand you are enough. Listen, I want to share this scripture because it's very important that as you understand that that's how you speak of yourself, that you don't allow others or yourself to speak against you. Muhammad Ali did not allow himself or others to speak against him. That was not something that he accepted or allowed you to just get away with doing or saying. It was amazing. So Proverbs 18:21, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. I would say Muhammad Ali definitely ate the fruit of his mouth. The things that he predicted about those fights definitely went through. Listen, number 2, you know enough. You know enough. What you know right now, it's more than a whole bunch of other people know. But don't get me wrong. Just like I said a few moments ago, you still need to forever be a learning student. You want to forever be a student, just learning and gaining more knowledge. You don't want to share what you know and then that's it. You want to keep cultivating and pruning and just the agriculture of your mind is very important. The agriculture of your gifting is very important. Muhammad Ali went from somebody stole my bike and I just said, when I catch up with them on sight, they gonna get it. But then he did something about it when someone approached him with an opportunity to say, listen, how about you actually know how to do what you saying you gonna do when you catch up with the person that took your bike? He went into it, and through that doing, that knowing, he knew enough to go, you know what? I'm gonna need to get better at that if that's gonna be the thing that I do. So you know enough. You know enough through your life experiences. Because your life experiences, they help you discover your talents, your gifts, your abilities. You discover them by doing. See, Muhammad Ali discovered the greatness of him by doing. By going into that gym, picking up the gloves time and time and time and time again. He discovered his greatness. Amazing. Listen, you can discover your greatness. You can discover what else you know because you know enough. So it's through your life experience. It's also through what others ask you about or ask you to do. Those are things, that's areas for you to explore, to discover and cultivate your talents, gifts, and abilities. Those are areas that sometimes we don't even realize ourselves that we have this value in this way. People will watch us, people will listen, people will watch the fruits of your life and go, wait, hold on. I saw you 2 months ago. And now there's a big difference. So when we just saw Cassius Clay, later naming himself Muhammad Ali, when we just saw that young man standing there, he was just starting his journey. He said that was 6 years ago when my bike was stolen. And now I'm getting interviewed and I'm actually doing the thing that I set out to use against someone for the benefit of me. That third thing, because the other part of that, of what others ask you about or ask you to do. His cousin asked him, you want me to show you? And he, sure. So he stuck with it and the cousin didn't. And look, the greatest of all time That's what I'm saying. Listen, third, what are you passionate about? That's the third area that you know enough. Listen, three, under the champ is here, you are more than enough. It's because you care. You care. There's a community of people waiting to hear from you. Because think about it. You don't really like everybody talking to you. You don't like how everybody teaches. You don't like how, or have an appreciation for, or easily learn from everybody. There's like certain people, certain gestures that they do, the tone of their voice, their mannerisms. Some people like for people just to sit still and talk really monotone. That is just what they want. They don't want any inflection. They don't want anything. Some people love animation. It keeps them engaged. It keeps them inspired. It keeps them motivated as they're learning. So everyone doesn't learn the same way. There is a community waiting to hear from you in the unique way that you bring your value to the world. Listen, they're waiting to hear from you. They're waiting to learn from you. They're waiting to grow from you. But and most important, the second part of this, but most important, under you care enough. You care enough for your family. You care enough for your family to benefit by you stepping out in the front, by you stepping up to the mic and sharing. Because that example that you set for your family, it's going to impact them in a way that will then have them boldly step up and share their gifting. Listen, it becomes a generational thing. So from generation to generation, boldness is not lacking in your bloodline. So of course, most people think the inheritance is the character and the conduct that you pass on and groom your family for. Listen, Ali, he groomed his family with character and conduct, so much so that his daughter, Layla Ali, came along in 1999, and from 1999 to 2007, she fought 24 times. Of those 24 fights, she won them all. Of those 24 fights, she won them all. She won 21 of them by knockout. 21. I said she fought 24 times. So there were only 3 times where there wasn't a knockout, but she won. She was deemed the winner. You see how that generational boldness to do, to stand, to fight, definitely passed down. Listen, I hope nothing but a bright future for you in podcasting, in speaking, if nothing else, in communicating effectively with these tools and tactics that we're sharing here on I Am a Podcast Pro. Quick takeaways from this. Stop dismissing and killing the ideas that you have before you allow those seeds to be planted. Stop killing them. You know how you do that? You must develop your mindset and your self-image. You must speak highly of yourself and live up to what you say. My goodness, that bears repeating. You must speak highly of yourself and live up to what you say. You must do and grow through the growing pains. Wait a minute. You must do and grow through the growing pains of continuously developing. When you continue to develop, there are growing pains. You will, at times, it'll be challenging. But I want you to look at those challenges as opportunities to prove, yo, I got it. You know why? Because you're more than enough. And don't forget life and death. Death and life. It's in the power of the tongue. So you just got to decide, what fruit do you want to eat? All right. Listen, please. This is I Am a Podcast Pro. I am Marion. I would appreciate it if you help us get this valuable information out. Listen, like, share, subscribe. Please follow us on all social media platforms at I Am a Podcast Pro. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can DM us or you can even email us. Email us at iamapodcastpro@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Listen, there's nothing else that I can think of than going out with a serious bang, because I need everyone to understand the champ is here, and that champ is you. So let's get a little theme song with it. You ready? Let's do it. Ha!